Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy GZTV back with another video, and we are here to get into some holiday cheer. It has been a long time since we've actually been watching movies. We've been doing TV shows, and we've been Stranger Things, Welcome to Derry. It's been a while since we've watched a movie, but it is Christmas season. We're literally 10 days into December. You see the Christmas tree in the background, so I figured why not, for the rest of the month, put the Avengers stuff to the side. Obviously, we'll still watch Welcome to Derry when the final episode comes this week, as well as Stranger Things when the next 4 episodes come out whenever. But we're gonna get into some Christmas movies. Just kind of going into this is obviously a rewatch for me. Like, if you haven't watched Home Alone, I think you're lying. I was expecting exactly what I've always gotten from Home Alone, a bit of nostalgia and warm holiday cheer. I've seen this movie countless times throughout my childhood, and now that Christmas is 2 weeks away, it just felt right to kind of watch. And we will be getting into Home Alone 2. I will be watching the sequel as well, and then there's a couple of other Christmas movies I want to get into before the month's end. I wasn't watching it kind of like to analyze it. I was watching it to feel something, even though I am like reviewing it. I was very excited. I mean, off the charts excitement going into this. Fireplace lit, Christmas tree glowing, stockings hung. The whole vibe was absolutely perfect to watch this. Again, it is the season to watch Home Alone. There's nothing like returning to a classic you grew up with during the holiday season. I'm just kind of getting into it. This isn't really a movie that hooks you instantly like a thriller would. There's not really a hook at the beginning, but once it settles in, once you kind of get the idea of what the movie's going to be about, it's pure, wholesome holiday fun. You ease into it and suddenly you're just locked in. You can't take your eyes off the screen. It is so entertaining. And obviously this delivers. Obviously this movie is fucking phenomenal. Home Alone genuinely feels like one of the greatest movies ever made, and you guys are gonna see like a highly regarded review out of me. Yes, it's tied to the holiday season, but honestly you could watch this anytime because kids get left home alone all the fucking time and neglected. It's timeless because its heart is timeless. I mean, it just feels like a cheerful movie, and again, it doesn't feel super right to watch it outside of Christmas season, but man, it is still a good movie for all seasons. So getting into the premise, I think you guys all know what happens, but 8-year-old Kevin McAllister, played by Macauley Culkin, who is one of the most legendary child actors of all time, he finds himself accidentally left behind when his enormous chaotic family jets off to Paris for Christmas. And obviously it's not just immediate family, he's got like aunts, uncles, cousins, a bunch of people, you know, everyone you have is over for Christmas, like your 10 to 15 core group that you see all the time. After wishing his family would disappear during a blowout argument, Kevin wakes up to an empty house and believes he got exactly what he wanted. At first it's pure freedom. Ice cream for dinner, jumping on beds, watching movies he's not allowed to see, living the dream, like everything seems to be going all right. He seamlessly, which is kind of unrealistic, but kind of transitions into like being an independent child. But that joy quickly fades when he discovers 2 burglars, and I don't think they took the joy out of living alone, but it made him realize he needs family. You get the wet bandits, which is hilarious, Harry and Marv. They're planning to rob every house on his block, including his own. With 0 adults around, Kevin decides it's up to him to protect his home and again, live that independent life. He gets creative, engineering a series of traps that become some of the most iconic moments in film history. Oh my god, we will get to that in a second. Meanwhile, Kevin slowly realizes that independence isn't everything. Sometimes you need someone in your life, and sometimes it's okay for that. Through a touching bond with an elderly neighbor, Marley, who he thought was a serial killer at first, told to him by Buzz is his name, Kevin learns about reconciliation, forgiveness, and the value of family. By the time his mother finally makes it home in dramatic holiday, last-second planes, trains, and automobile fashion, Kevin isn't just a kid who survived a night of burglars. He's someone who grew up a little, someone who kind of learned a little bit, and it's a very beautiful movie. So while funny, there's still a lot of amazing moments to this thing. So getting into the good, I mean, where would we be without Kevin McAllister as a character? Macaulay Culkin didn't just play Kevin, he became one of the, again, most iconic child characters ever, and again, one of the most iconic child actors ever. Kevin is such an amazing, intricate little character. Bratty, sassy, clever, and somehow mature beyond his age without losing that childlike charm. It's still cute, like when he's like making traps and when he's like figuring things out for himself and when he has these different remarks and stuff. It's great. His moment of connection with Marley, I mean, we'll get to that in a second too, but genuinely moving, like damn near to tears. It is a beautiful scene. That was great. And it wasn't really a scene growing up that I really understood. Now that I'm watching it, I was like, damn, that was fucking amazing. Whoever put that in the movie, good on you. And he like does laundry, shops for groceries, cooks, builds deadly booby traps. What a fucking icon. I mean, this was one of the, again, most iconic child characters ever, and there's these things like this that make it so. The wet bandits, the villains, I think they're obviously dumb as hell, but like in a good way. I think Harry and Marv are absolute idiots, but I think they're fun idiots. I think they make the movie humorous. Their slapstick chemistry, very much like a Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell style physical comedy, and Joe Pesci is hilarious in a role so different from his gangster films. I can't remember which ones he was in. What the fuck is that movie called? I can't remember what that gangster movie's called. I'll think of it and put it in the video. Their stupidity works perfectly in this universe, again, as like a humorous aspect as a humor element. I think they were great. The trap sequence, absolutely iconic. It is just an all-time moment. It is one of the greatest scenes, one of the greatest sequences ever. Again, one of the most legendary sequences in movie history, and again, nowadays you saw Stranger Things kind of take inspiration and like pay homage to it. It's fucking awesome. I loved that, dude. That was great. It's a creative scene. It's funny. It's got like brutal moments where they're genuinely getting hurt. Perfectly executed, and it's endlessly rewatchable. Like, I could literally go on YouTube and rewatch the trap sequence over and over. Like, my dad was dying laughing in the chair, and I haven't seen him laugh that hard in a while. The traps still land just as hard decades later, and sure, some of the humor is selective, and we will get to that in a second. Some humor is funny by older people, some humor is funny by the younger people, but like, it's great. And the trap sequence obviously adds to that, and it is an amazing moment in this movie. And getting into the holiday atmosphere, just like making it feel like a Christmas movie. And it's not the most Christmas saturated film ever. You don't have like Santa Claus walking around, Jack Frost. You don't have like actual Christmas icons in the movie. It's just kind of about a kid who got left at home over Christmas vacation. And sure, those are like big parts of Christmas, and the vibes are undeniable. Like, once you really get dove into the film, on the surface, it may not seem like a Christmas movie, but once you really get into it, it's like, damn. You have Christmas lights everywhere. You have Christmas trees set up all across the town. Christmas songs that are absolutely fantastic, and we will kind of get into the score in a second because I think it is one of the best movie scores ever. The suburban Chicago, like neighborhood suburb aesthetic, as someone who knows someone from Chicago, I think it's really awesome. The music alone puts you in a holiday mood instantly. Again, more on that in a second. There's nothing bad about this film, actually. Getting into the comedy, I think it's a perfect blend. You have slapstick, you have kid-friendly, you have subtle jokes, almost like satirical, like clever stuff that you kind of have to know to like pick up on. Adults appreciate stuff like that, and obviously the kids appreciate the reactions of like getting hit with traps and stuff. Again, I think it is such a good mix of everything. It's rare to get humor that works for all ages, especially in a film that came out 35 years ago, but this movie pulls it off effortlessly. I think it is genuinely funny. I'd say the humor that works more for me is just kind of Kevin McAllister's remarks.
Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof.
And emotionally, I think this movie is absolutely phenomenal. The church scene with Marley was fucking great. Again, there's so much sentimentalness. And again, it gets a little sappy, it gets a little corny at times, but dude, it's amazing. The reunion with Kevin's mom was so heartwarming because even for how much he hated his mom at the beginning, he developed as a character in a comedy film, by the way, which doesn't happen often. The movie earns this moment because of all the stuff that they threw with Kevin in the film. And getting into the score, again, absolutely legendary. Just a magical, festive, good-ass time. Emotional. The music is half the reason this movie is timeless. There are so many songs, there are so many scores and sounds and tunes and riffs that you can pick up on and think Home Alone. There's not a lot of movies like that. Like, you think Star Wars, I don't really know. There's theme songs of different TV shows and stuff, but as a movie, you don't see this very often. Oh, that's Home Alone. It reminds me of Home Alone. You don't see that often, and that's great. Williams cooked so hard, man. He made Christmas sound like an orchestra level fairy tale. John Williams, good on you, man. You did fucking great. And the production value is phenomenal. The 90s filmmaking at its best, at its absolute peak. And sure, a lot of 90s films kind of aged terribly, but not this one, dude. They did amazing with filming this movie. No CGI, all practical stunts, all a very authentic experience, real reactions, stuff like that. It makes the slapstick feel more authentic again, a little more visceral, and dude, it is just very well done. It's just a very well-made movie, too. Getting into the themes, great. I mean, there's so much heart here. There's so many lessons. Again, a comedy film teaching you a lesson. As a comedy film, this movie does things that not a lot of comedy films do, and I'm going to continue to applaud it. Appreciating family, talking about loneliness, forgiveness, bravery, personal growth, and developing and maturing as a person. Kevin learning that independence feels good until you're truly alone. That is powerful. That's great. And it makes you really reflect on yourself. The rewatch value, again, this movie is endlessly rewatchable. No matter the holiday season, I don't think there's another movie out there that is as rewatchable as this. I'm not even kidding. Never gets old. You can rewatch this yearly, you can rewatch this monthly, damn near weekly, with friends, family, by yourself, with absolute strangers. It will hit every single time. I think it is just that good of a fucking movie. There's maybe like 2 or 3 mixed elements, and then we can just close the video out. I will say, like, the McAllister family isn't my favorite part. Again, nothing is bad, nothing is just outright bleh, like about this film, you know, but the McAllister family is a little obnoxious, chaotic, loud. They're mean to Kevin, obviously, which is important, which is essential to the storyline. It sucks how mean mean they are. It sucks how obnoxious and like how cliche and like stereotypical some of the people in the family are. Like the guy's name is Buzz and he's a bully and he has like a shitty spiky haircut. But I think that's the point. It highlights how overlooked Kevin feels, and again, he gets to develop into his own character throughout the film, which I love. They definitely forced the chaos a bit in the beginning. You have like the pizza man standing there waiting for the money, and it takes like fucking 20 minutes probably for them to give him money. You have the cop, which is funny, as I can't remember who Joe Pesci's character is. I can't remember the two. I get them mixed up. There's Marv and Harry. I think he's Harry. But it works in setting up, you know, Kevin's resentment and loneliness. Again, it is very obnoxious. It's very much exaggerated, but I think they kind of did that to prove a point. I would say the pacing is a little okay. I fell asleep, but it wasn't because of the movie. The runtime is a little long. I think an hour 43 for a movie like this is a bit long, but not over the top. We're not sitting there feature-length 3-hour film. A comedy pushing nearly 2 hours is long for me. I think like I always kind of have that rule about comedy films, but the movie still moves efficiently. It's still entertaining. It's still very much like a formulaic type of film following a lot of movies for its time, and I don't have too much of a problem with the pacing. I just wanted to put some stuff in here. So getting into my thoughts, I think Home Alone is a film that somehow manages to be a comedy classic, a holiday classic, a family movie, a timeless piece of cinema all at once. This movie does so many things well. It is like one of the greatest ever at so many different things. The score, the vibes, the theme, the main character, Kevin McAllister. If you have like a top 50 list of movie characters and he's not on your list, you're tripping, dude. It's like a rare film that kind of feels like childhood even when you're an adult. Like you can really encapsulate yourself into this movie, put yourself into the mind of Kevin McAllister and watch as he kind of grows as a human being. I think it's great. And you can also laugh. But between Culkin's legendary performance, the brilliant slapstick, the emotional core, and the iconic music, this movie earns every ounce of praise it gets. I don't think it's overhated or overrated. I think it's properly rated. It damn near might be underrated just because it's really only a seasonal movie. It's really only a film that most people watch during Christmas. It is a nearly perfect holiday film, one of the best family comedies ever made, one of the best movies ever made. And this will be one of the highest ratings I've given a film probably ever on this channel. It's a 9.4 out of 10. I don't know how high some of my other scores have gotten, but this thing is a damn 9.4 out of 10. Now, I'm not sure how good the sequel is. I don't remember it as much. Obviously, like he's in a penthouse and I think Trump's in the movie or whatever. That's all I really remember about it. But with that being said, I am out, guys. For more holiday cheer, we will be covering as many Christmas movies this month as we can. We have about 3 weeks left in the month, so that's pretty exciting. But stay tuned. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Go check out all the other socials. We're continuing on with our album of the year list kind of in the background, and I'm really trying to push these videos. I have like 2.5 hours before I go to bed for me to kind of edit and do NBA recaps because those are kind of still popping around, but I'm giving you guys as much content as I possibly can while trying to still kind of enjoy the holidays with my family. So if Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are content days, whatever.